Hey guys, Scarheart here. So, a friend of mine recently asked me about the fact that I eat clams. I do eat clams. And I told him that next time I got some, I'd show him. So here's me, showing him how to cook clams. Specifically, I'm going to make a clam pasta dish. So to make this dish, you will need some pasta. I recommend either rotini or spaghetti, some olive oil, a can of diced tomatoes, some Italian seasoning, some fresh garlic, some cut leaf spinach frozen, some Parmesan cheese, and clams, of course. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get a large thing of water boiling. You're either going to need a huge frying pan like this, or you're going to need a spaghetti pot. The clams do take up space, so you're not just boiling the pasta. Make sure it's big. I should mention that the reason I have two bags is because there's no guarantee that all of these will be edible. We will get to that when we get to that, and I'll explain it. But yeah, you're going to want lots of clams because there's no way of telling how many clams in a bag are going to be actually edible. If you end up with lots, well, there's always leftovers. Alright, once the water is boiling, you want to add in your rotini. And there are actually a couple ways to cook clams, but the way we're going to do it is we've taken out the inner bags with the clams in them, as you saw, and we just are going to slip them in with the pasta. We're going to let that cook until the pasta is done, and in the meantime we're going to start on the sauce. So to make the sauce, first you get a spoon apparently, and then you also want to pour in just a little bit of olive oil, and you want to press 2 or 3 cloves of garlic into the oil. And then you're going to want to cook it over a very low heat, just until the garlic has simmered for a little, not exactly simmered, but simmered for a little bit in the oil, just a few minutes. Alright, so once this is simmered for a few seconds, we are going to add in the tomatoes, juice and all. We want to add in quite a bit of Italian seasoning because that's going to be our main seasoning. And about a cup of the frozen spinach. And that we're just going to let that all cook over low heat, and that's going to be the bulk of our sauce. You can just use regular old tomato sauce, but that creates more of a thicker sauce. In which case, I would suggest using green beans instead of spinach. I cannot grab that word. And also, you wouldn't add the garlic or the seasonings. That's already in tomato sauce. So we'll let that cook, and it'll melt up the spinach as it cooks. Okay, so once the pasta's cooked, first you're going to want to use tongs to take these out. As you see, I've already done. And then you are going to drain the pasta and you're going to transfer the pasta back into the pot and just, ouch. Sorry about that. And, alright, put the pasta back into the pot and just set it aside for a bit. And then, get some kitchen scissors. You're going to want to cut open the bagged clams and dump them into this to get the juices out. You can use the juices in the sauce if you want to, but I don't always do that. Now what you should notice, let me get the other one out open first, and I'll show you. That has never happened before. Okay, that should do it. There we go. Now what you should notice, if I can get the camera a little closer, some of them are open and some of them are closed. If they're closed, they're inedible. If they're open, they're good. So, you just want to get your clams and tear out, this is called the foot, and it's the muscle of it, so it's the meat, and you just want to separate the muscle from the shell. Occasionally you'll get some empty ones, that just means the meat's somewhere in the mixture. Also, if one is cracked like this, so long as you can find the other part of the shell, it should be okay. If not, you may want to get rid of it, because that means that it was cracked when you got it, and it's probably rotten. Okay, my camera ran out of memory, so I wasn't able to show this, but I got the clams out, and I put them in the sauce to cook for just a few more minutes. Once it's cooked, you're just gonna pour it over the pasta. Mix it all together. And add your Parmesan cheese. And that is my favorite way to make clams.